Have you ever been reading the Bible and you just notice certain things? Like how some numbers seem to pop up way more than others? Well, it turns out that's not random at all. Today, we're going to dive into one number in particular that shows up over and over again, usually right before something huge is about to happen. Yup, that number is 40. Seriously, once you see it, you can't unsee it. It seems to follow some of the Bible's most important people right before a massive life change. So what's the deal? Is it just some weird coincidence, or is there something much, much deeper going on here? Let's dig in.
Okay, first up, let's go to one of the most famous stories of all time, Noah and the Ark. Remember when the great flood comes to cover the earth? The rain poured down for, you got it, exactly 40 days and 40 nights. Then you've got Moses. He leads the Israelites out of Egypt, this incredible escape, and then he goes up on Mount Sinai to meet with God. So how long was he up on that mountain, receiving the 10 Commandments? Yep, 40 days and 40 nights. And the pattern just keeps going. Take the prophet Elijah. He's at this really low point, totally defeated, running for his life, and an angel gives him food that gives him just enough strength to travel for, can you guess, 40 days and 40 nights, all the way to the mountain of God.
And of course, maybe the most powerful example is in the New Testament. Right before he starts his public ministry, Jesus is led into the desert. And how long does he fast and face temptation? Once again, 40 days.
So look, this is clearly not a one-off thing. We're looking at a deliberate and kind of mysterious biblical pattern. I mean, 4 major figures, 4 incredibly intense periods of time, and all of them last exactly 40 days. That just feels way too specific to be an accident, right? You've got the flood, Moses on the mountain, Elijah's trek through the wilderness, and Jesus in the desert. Every single one of these is a critical turning point in the whole biblical story, and that number, 40, is the thread that ties them all together. Okay, so we've laid out the evidence. Now let's line them all up and see what these stories really have in common. This is where the bigger picture, the why, starts to come into focus.
Just look at this connection. For each one of them, that 40-day period was a serious trial. I mean, a world-ending storm for Noah, complete isolation for Moses, a desperate journey for Elijah, and this intense spiritual battle for Jesus. But, and this is the key, look at the outcome. Every single time, that trial leads directly to a monumental transition, a brand new start for humanity, a new law for a new nation, a renewed purpose from God, or the beginning of a ministry that would change the world.
All right. We've seen the pattern, we've seen the connection between the trial and the transition. It's time to put it all together. Let's finally crack the code and unlock the real symbolic meaning behind this powerful number. So what is it about 40? It's obviously not just about counting the days on a calendar. It's a signal. It's like a biblical signpost telling us to pay attention because something incredibly important is underway. And here it is. Here's the core idea. In the Bible, the number 40 represents a sacred period of testing and transition. It's a time that God uses to form and prepare people for whatever that next big chapter is. You could almost think of it like a divine boot camp, a process of being forged for what's to come.
Now, this is where this ancient pattern gets super relevant for you and me today. This isn't just a fun piece of biblical trivia. It actually gives us a really powerful way to understand our own lives, especially when we're going through our toughest seasons. Think about it. So often, when we're going through a hard time, it just feels random, right? It feels pointless. We feel stuck or alone, or maybe even forgotten by God. But what if we applied this biblical reframe? What if that difficult season isn't random at all, but is actually a purposeful period of transition? What if instead of being forgotten, you're actually being formed for what's next? Wow, that perspective changes everything. And that really brings us to the heart of it. If you're in a hard season right now, remember this pattern. You are not forgotten. You might just be in the middle of your own 40 days, a period of testing that is getting you ready for an incredible new beginning. So the question I want to leave you with is this. What new chapter might your current challenges be preparing you for?